Hey, welcome again. This is your instructor Masco, and if this is your first time here, I guess you are not a beginner in HTML. But if you want to start HTML from the beginning, you should start from our first video. So let's continue. I'm happy to see you here again. So let's proceed as we show you what we are going to learn. So today we are going to learn the following, and this is what you should expect. Hey, who said HTML is difficult? No, HTML is very easy. Okay, it's just a language that you need to understand now. Okay, let's proceed for you to understand HTML. So the lessons that we're going to learn today, we only have 3 topics. What is HTML, which we are repeating, HTML structure, HTML elements, then we're done. Then you're going to have your first website. But before that, we have to bring our book. Remember our book, the name of our book is called, what is the name of our book? We call it VS Code. VS Code is a code editor. So let us jump straight to our VS Code and start working with our VS Code. I will start by opening the VS Code so that you understand. Let us then go to our classroom now and open our VS Code. Let's do that. So let us go straight to HTML now, and as I told you, we're going to open our VS Code. This is our working area, and the second thing, we are going to go to file and open, or you can just open a folder. We want to create a location, a place where a root folder where we're going to store our website. So we're going straight to file, then open folder. We're going to create a folder that is going to save our work. So I will save it in D, local D. Then I'm going to create a folder called my website. Then after creating this folder, I'm going to select it. After selecting it, it is going to appear here, my website. Let me remove this and remove this, because we don't need them. So after doing that, now I have my folder called my website. Remember, also on this side we have my file, we have my folder, and we have this one is refresh, and we have the last one, collapsed folder, okay, or explore to open it. So you must know the difference between this, especially these two. To create a folder inside this folder, you will click on this folder. If you want to create a file here, but as a beginner, I know you don't know what is a file. So let us first create a file. What is a file? Remember, we have several languages. We have HTML, we have CSS, we have JavaScript, we have PHP. There are so many, even we have programming languages. JavaScript is a programming language. We have HTML, we have CSS. There are so many languages, but now every language is a file. Okay, every language is a file. So for the browser to know the language that you're using, first you have to tell the VS Code what language you are going to use by naming your file. So what am I trying to say? For example, we have people with different names. We have John, we have James, we have Michael. Those are people with different names. So even here, we have languages that have different names, like we have HTML. So how do you name HTML? First, you have browser will only recognize HTML by its name, how it ends. So let's say we are creating a website. We will click on file, new file. Okay, this new file area, you can start by, you want to start a file, a CSS file, you want to start an HTML file or JavaScript file, who knows, any language that you want to start. But for us, we want to start HTML language. Okay, in this we have to rename our website by giving it a file name that is first website. Let's say first website, first first site. Okay, that file is not recognized by the browser at this moment. If you are doing HTML, you have to end by declaring dot HTML. That means .html. That means you are making, this means that you are telling the browser that you want to start an HTML file. So creating an HTML file, when you start, all the codes that you will be placing inside your VS Code will be HTML codes, because the file is now recognized as HTML file. So if you want to do CSS, which is another language that we are not doing now, you will end by CSS. You can see the icons are changing. These icons are changing because when we do HTML, you can see the logo, the symbol of HTML is close brackets, but when we do CSS, you can see is the sign is asterisk. The asterisk sign stands for CSS, but when we do .js, you can see the logo changes. So this means you are using a language. Okay, what is a language? Like right now, if you want to speak in English, you have to bring out your pronunciation in English. If you want to speak Swahili, you have to speak in Swahili. So we are now speaking JavaScript language. We are now speaking HTML language, okay? But when you don't rename it very well, it will not be renamed. Like it should be H, small letter, T, M, L. It must start with the dot. You can do Nairobi.html, Kenya.html, but perhaps just do the name of your website.html. Your website name.html. That is how it should be. Okay, for this course we will do first site.html. okay, but if you mistake and do double L, that is a mistake. Wrong spelling is a mistake. You will not see the moment you don't see this star sign, check on your spelling. If we do HTML, we are correct. Another thing is, you see this folder called my website. It means if this arrow points down, it means the HTML is open. Let me now click here for it to create. It has created. You see, if I close on this arrow, it is now inside. If I open, I will see it. Sometimes we will do a mistake. You ask, I'm not seeing my file. I'm not seeing my HTML file. Don't worry. Just click on this drop down arrow here and you will see your HTML. Now, let's proceed. Now, if you have a question, just comment on the comment section. I will be able to answer all your questions. Now, that is how you create HTML file. Okay, we only have HTML file now. We have the name of our website, firstsite.html. okay, that is how you want to call it, and that is how it is recognized in the VS Code. Now, if maybe I want to go to find that folder, what I'll do, let me close this. After closing, I want to open it again. Let's say you close your machine and you want to come back to continue with your job. I will go to the folder and go to D, local D, my website. Inside my website, this is our file here, but sometimes it will come with the logo of the browser. Right now it's coming with the logo of Brave browser, which is my default. But you right click on it. If you double click it, it will open the Brave browser. Okay, if you double click it, it will open Brave browser like this, which you are not wrong, but the right way to open it to VS Code so that you can continue with your editing, you right click it, then open with VS Code. Okay, open with VS Code, Visual Studio. Okay, open with Visual Studio. We are back where we are. But now you will ask yourself, where is the folder we were seeing. Now we don't see the folder panel. Just click on this folder here and it will open a folder panel. Okay, now open the folder for you to see your project. Like last time, let us open the folder. It was called my website. Select, and here we open my folder. We have my website with first website file in it. Now you know how to open an HTML file. Clap for yourself if you've done that. You can rewind the video, go back and do it yourself again and again and again till you become a master in creating an HTML file. I know now you're good, right? I will give you some few seconds. You try it and do it. I believe in you. This is your first time and you are a beginner. Don't panic, don't fear, just do as the video tells. The second part now is to create an HTML structure. HTML structure is made up of codes, ready codes of HTML. HTML structure is just a template that you will help you input, okay, input your content. But you need to input so many content for you to come up with a website. But for this website, don't worry, you're going to have our first website. Okay, what we're using, I will just briefly, we are using code editor called Visual Studio. We've created our first HTML file, okay, and we are there. Okay, now the next thing, we are going to create an HTML structure. This is the basic structure layout of HTML. So for you to create a basic structure of HTML, we will first start by using exclamation mark. Shift plus number 1. You get that exclamation mark. Okay? Shift plus number 1. You get that exclamation mark. Shift plus number 1. Then press enter. Then you have HTML structure. We call it structure because it makes works easy for you, but you can still write it down as you want. So I will tell you the essence of this structure for you first understand. But before that, looking on top here, this is a tab. On the side you can see a white dot. This white dot means you've not saved your job. You can see the white dot here. That means your job is unsaved. So if I save my work, file, save, you will see the white dot is gone. But when I include something, the white dot appears. Remove the white dot. Control S is the shortcut of saving. Yes, we're going step by step. I will explain you the meaning, why we have doc type till HTML with a slash. Okay, let's start by making you understand this HTML. Now I want you to understand step by step, but before that, let's have a little break. Welcome back, and now we're going to start explaining what is doc type, what is HTML, what is header, what is body, and what is HTML closing. Okay, now let me zoom it so that you can see. Let me undo this. So I want to start with this. Okay, what is this? HTML doc type HTML tells the browser this is an HTML document. You remember when we created this file, we started with first site.html. Now when you're starting your HTML, you have start declare. You start by exclamation mark, you start by closing opening and closing bracket, then inside is a exclamation mark, then doc type in capital letters, then HTML in small letters. That means you are declaring that you are using HTML document. Then number 2, we have doc. We have HTML here. Okay, HTML. What is this HTML? That is the root of HTML. It shows that this is the root of HTML. This is the container that is going to hold everything inside HTML. Okay, it's just like a container. Then everything we're going to put inside there is going to be read, accepted by the browser. So we're going to have so many containers inside. So the lang, this one stands for language, and for the language that I am using currently here is English. EN means I'm using English language. Okay, then down here we have head. In the header section, the header section contains page settings like title, links, and styles. So for example, if I want my website to have a title, if you open Facebook, where is Facebook? I want to open Facebook. Let me open Facebook here. Facebook, yes. If I open Facebook, look at here, you see there is a logo and the title on top here, Facebook. Okay, this one is in the title section. The logo and the Facebook is in the title section. So the title here, let us name ours, for example, Code Coat. Code Coat. We want to see if it will appear in our browser and save. So header section contains the title, the links, and the styles. Okay, now we have the body. I will explain these ones when in our next video. So we have meta view. Meta view explains the size, okay, and the dimension, content width. So this one means, let me show you something here. Meta width means the width of all devices. This website, the scale of this website should start from 1.0. So it doesn't, the smallest screen that can display this website is a screen that is scaled under 1.0%. So even you see the small mobile fonts, the small button mobile fonts, they can still display your messages and your content, because HTML has that how do we call it, dimension. Then that dimension is content with device. Okay, then going down we have body. This is now where your website is going to lie. Okay, leave alone the structure. Whatever you put inside the body is what you're going to see on the browser. Okay, so the visible content of the web pages are put inside the body part. Okay, so let me zoom back out so that we can see the entire structure. This is the entire structure here. Now we need to see what is happening in the browser. I have renamed it Code Coat. Let us see if that name is going to show on our tab. Let me save it. After saving it, I will go straight to view. For you to view, you will need to install a plugin. A plugin is an added extra extension that will help you view. So we have so many plugins here. So these are extensions. We have so many extensions. Now go here and install, search for an extension called Live View. Live Server. Yes, Live Server. Live Server. Live Server. So this is Live Server. Install it, Live Server. For me, I've installed it. If yours is not installed, click on install. Upon installing, it will be successful. Now after installing, just close this, then go down to the tab here. You will see go live. Okay, you will see go live. This live view, live server helps you view your website on the server. So let us go live. Click on go live to run it on the website. The browser will open and we have it. Now here, this one here is our browser. On here on our tab, we can see the tab is renamed CodeCoat. On Facebook, you will see CodeCoat. Let me show you Facebook. Where is the search? I don't see the search. Just need the search. Facebook. Yeah, we have Facebook here. Yes, let me go to Facebook. Sorry for that delay. Let me put it smaller. Yes, you can see the Facebook website also uses HTML, and YouTube uses HTML, TikTok uses HTML, because most of the browsers, most of the websites are HTML made. Okay, so leave alone whatever you're seeing. So here you can see this one here. This one is the logo of Facebook. We don't have the logo. We can still put the logo inside the header section where we placed our title, but now you will need to include a code. Okay, now inside here, for us to include a code, we want to put a logo here. Okay, so in the header, I guess I need to show you something here. So in the header, people will ask, what is in the header? So here we have closing tag and opening tag. Okay, I want to show you what is closing tag and what is opening tag. Let me open Notepad. So we have these two examples. Okay, so we have these two things. I guess you're seeing this, you're seeing this. Nice. So this one here in HTML, you will come across these objects here, this naming here. So when you see this closing and this opening and this closing and a text inside here, this is called opening tag. And when you see this one, the difference is inside is this is called closing tag. This one is like a container. This one is like a container. Inside the container, here is inside the container. So when you want to do something in HTML, you must have opening tag and closing tag. Okay, just as in the container. For example, if we bring the container, the water inside the cup, okay, is the content. The top of the cup is the opening where you pour water, and whatever holds the water down is the closing. Okay, so in simple format is closing tag is the closing so that the text does not move out. Opening tag allows the content to inside. So if, for example, I write my name is Masco, this is what the browser is going to show you. This is what you will see inside the browser. Okay, when you are inside the body, we are talking about putting element inside the body. So when you connect all this together, they are now called HTML element. HTML element consists of opening, closing, and the content, which is the value inside. So this is opening, this is closing, and this is content. This is what you will see. Let me go back. You see here we have title. This is opening, this is closing, and what we will see on the browser is this. We cannot see everything. Let's go to our codes, and I want to show you. You see what you are seeing here. What you are seeing here, sorry for that. Yes, what you are seeing here is the code. Okay, you see, you are seeing code, but you are not seeing the title and this. So in this case, this is closing, this is opening. Okay, this is closing, this is opening. The difference is the slash in between. Okay, the slash in between. So if you want to write something that is going to be seen, then you will write it this way. Maybe this can be HTML, then you close it with HTML. You must put this slash to show HTML that you've closed the tag. This is opening tag, this is closing tag, this is content. So the entire thing is called HTML element. All this is called HTML element. Opening plus closing plus value or content is called HTML element. Now we can proceed. Now inside here we need another HTML element. Now let me use element. Element is combination of opening, content plus closing. We call it HTML element. So let us create another element so that we want to see Facebook has their logo. We also want our logo here. So let us go and add another element under. So the element that we will add is called link. Link for us to have that logo. So we will link here, auto link. Then we will put rel equals, okay, icon. Put icon. Then they must be inside the quotes, the double quotes, space, type, okay, equals, quotes will hold the value. Then we will put the image. We will put the image slash, okay, or we can just do href. That will be a long process. We can just do a href here. Do href. I just want one value. Yes, that is okay. Href, okay. Then after putting href, put the closing. This does not have closing tag, okay. It is a standalone tag. It does not need a closing tag. So what we will do inside here, we want to bring the image of our Facebook logo. It is called icon. You see, we've created an icon. So we want to bring that icon, which is the image. Now inside our folder here, you remember we said this is our folder, right? We said this is our folder. Our folder name is my website. Inside that folder, click, then create another folder that will hold images. We can still put the image inside here, but I want my job to be organized. So I will click the second icon, which is folder, create folder, name it images, okay. Then images, then click OK. If I go to the folder, I will get images, you see, but we have nothing. I want to bring the image inside images, okay. So I will go to my desktop and find Facebook logo here. Copy the Facebook logo. I will copy the Facebook logo so that I can use it. So go back to your folder. This is our images folder. If I paste it, you will see inside here we will have that image. Let me paste it there. Shortcut of pasting is Ctrl V. We have it, FB. Okay, so you see inside images we have FB. Inside my website we have images and fast HTML file. So let's continue. Now I will call that image. Okay, how do you call that image? First use slash images, then Facebook. What does that mean? We enter the folder called images. Inside the folder called images, we will find an image called fb.png. Okay, now save your job. Control S, or file, save. Now let us go to our browser and see if our logo has come. You see, we now have our logo. Wow, if you've achieved that, clap for yourself. That is an achievement, right? So to put, we call it favicon. This logo here is called favicon. So how to put favicon on this section here, this section also called tab. How to put a favicon on the tab? What you do, you start by link, then relationship or relative or relationship icon, then href, then we have image slash fb.png. Then the browser will understand where to place it inside the header section. Okay, now you understand. Now going down, we have, I've explained what is inside head. Now we have title. Let me show you. We have our title. This is the title called code quote. We have code quote. Then we have link, the favicon. The favicon is the logo. Wow, if you have achieved that, just try and do it and copy from the codes, but don't copy, cram it. Do it several times so that at least you understand how to title your website and how to have a link for your favicon. Now let us jump down to the body section. Okay, this now is the section that will make you understand about HTML and how to use it. Now we talked about HTML elements. HTML elements, let me go back. HTML elements, let me rub that. HTML element consists of opening tags and closing tags. Those are HTML elements. So example of an element. So we have, maybe you are having a website and on Facebook comment section you are writing a long paragraph. This paragraph at the back end of HTML, this is how you write it. We need to have a P tag. This stands for paragraph. P stands for paragraph, but you have to put it in closing brackets. Okay, then inside P inside, that is called opening tag. Okay, then we have closing tag. This is closing tag. Okay, this is closing tag. So we have opening tag and closing tag. Now opening tag and closing tag, when you join them together, we have HTML element. These two, tag plus tag, close plus open, is equals to element. Okay, so when we write paragraph in HTML, that means is the first paragraph. So we can write a paragraph and say inside here, in between the opening and closing, we can say we are writing on our first website. Wow, nice. We are writing on our first website. This opening and this closing will not display on the browser. What will display on the browser is what is in between the closing and opening. So let us copy that, Control C, or right click and copy. Now let us inside the body. The body is what contains what you will see inside here. Now this white space, we want to put things inside this white space here. This white space, leave alone this. What we put here is inside head. Now what will display inside here is put inside the body. So let us start. Let us create P tag, which stands for paragraph. Okay? P stands for paragraph. So P, this is P, this is paragraph. So the paragraphs that you write in, it's declared by P tag. Then closing, P, that is P tag. So let us write here inside P, we have P tag, and inside P tag, inside here we can write hello world as your first website. Hello world. Okay, hello world. Then let us save, Control S, Control plus S, that is save. Let us go and see if we have our first website displaying on hello world. We have it. Let me zoom so that you can see it. We have hello world. Okay, that is how you do it. Now that is paragraph, but we want to create our heading. Okay, we have, for you to write an heading, this is paragraph. Now we want to write heading, the title. For you to write the title is always on top of the heading. So for you to write a title, you will do H1. That is the title. This is title, H1. Then slash H1. That is it. This means title. Like for example, you want to write a story, you need to write the title of your story before you write the paragraph. So for me to write the title, I start with the H1. The H1 titles varies. There are so many titles. We can write H1. Okay, H1, let me copy this. H1, H2. H2 is the smaller size of H1. Then we have H3. H3 is the smaller size of H2. Okay. Then we have H4. H4 is the smaller size of H3. H4. Then we have H5, the smaller size of H4. Then the last one we have H6. You can decide to use one. You don't need to use all of this. You can write, this is the bigger. So what is our title? Okay, our title is God is great. God is great. Okay, we can do God is great, God is great, God is great. We want to see the size. Don't worry, don't the reason as why we have H1 to 6 is different sizes of headings, different sizes of titles. So let me remove the title and replace with okay. Yes, and we have the last one here. Okay, now let us start with H1 copy. Okay, let us go to our now let me go back. I told you that paragraph is always yes, this is our paragraph, but you have to put it down because the paragraph always come down. So we have our H1, Control V, H1, hello world. Save. Let's see. Let me split the screen into two for you to be able to see. Now see. See, God is great. It's big. Then the paragraph is hello world. I've just splitted the screen into two so that you can see them, okay? Hello world, this one. Now why don't we do H2? Look at H2. Let me take H2. H2, place it under this, Control V, Control S, smaller, right? See, this one is big, this one is small. This is why we say you choose one. Out of H1 to 6, you can choose what to use. You don't need to use everything. Let us do H3, the smaller version of H2. Control V, Control S. You see? Now you can decide what to use. Let us go to H4. H4. Let's do H4. Control S. Okay. You see? Small, smaller, smallest. Yes. Let us do H5. H5. Control S. Okay. Let us do H6, which is the last one. H6. Control S. Now look. God is great. God is great. This is if you want to use the smallest one, you use H6. Okay. If you want to use the big one, use H1. So, but me, for this course, I don't want to use H2 to H6. I only want H1. So I will remove the rest and remain with H1. So I have God is great. So let me make a long paragraph. So for you to get dummy text, we have what we call the dummy text. Dummy text is the text that is just there for developers or designers to use. So it's called Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum contains dummy text that you can use. Maybe you want to show clients the sample of how things will look. So you can copy the dummy text from Lorem Ipsum. I just want this paragraph. Go back, then paste them in the paragraph section here. Control V, we have it. Okay. But now you will see you've lost. Don't worry. Okay. If this is a problem to you, you can scroll it with this tab bar here. Scroll bar here. Or you can come here, edit. Okay. Edit and where is it? View. Yeah, I think it's view. Okay. Word wrap. Down at the bottom of view word wrap. Then you have them now aligned this way. Now you can see. This is what you will see on. This is now your website here. This is now your website. What I've done is inside H1. Inside H1 here, in between H1 here, I've pasted my my content. Look, I've pasted my content. So this is closing, this is opening, then your text becomes in the middle and the browser reads it. Okay, and I guess you are now learning something. Okay, now what you need to understand, HTML tags. What are some of the HTML tags? I've told you an HTML tag has an opening and closing. Like for example, for you to write a paragraph, a tag for a paragraph is P. Okay, this is paragraph. Okay, then we have a tag for the heading, H, or title, H. You can use H1 to H6, H1 to H, let's say to H6, H6, okay, H1 to H6, that is heading. Sorry for misspelling. I don't care about misspellings because I just want you to understand. Okay, those are called, what are these? These are tags. Let's write HTML tags. Okay, so let us go to another tag that you also need to understand. Okay, we also have an image tag. If you want to bring an image, this image tag does not have an opening and closing tag, so it's IMG. This one does not have a closing tag. It is a standalone. Okay, it is a standalone tag which does not need a closing. So let us go and bring an image using IMG tag. Okay, now I will reduce the size of our text. They're too much, so reduce the size, save, yes. Now under the P tag, under our paragraph, after closing, go down. If you've not closed, then remember it's like you are going on with the P tag, but this is opening. Let me take it down so that you can see it well. So this is closing, this is opening. This is showing that this is the start of the paragraph, this is the end of the paragraph. I can start another down one. So I will do IMG. Okay, IMG. I want to bring an image under. The image will come under this paragraph. So IMG. Then where is the source? SRC means source of the image. So source equals, okay, source equals to, I want to bring the image, folder FB. You remember the image that we made? We have it. This is the image. We've just called the image. I tell you, you can also have several images calling them. But let's say for example we download an image of I loved this guy, so he died, and let me use his image, Raila Odinga. Yeah, Raila Odinga is the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, the most loved politician. We lost him, but nevertheless, let me use this image as a symbol of remembrance. So I will save this image, download the image. I will download it from this website here. No thanks. Save image as, yes. Save the image. I like using JPEG images. So let me download Raila Odinga. That's why I love working with Google browser. This Chrome is good. So let me take this image. So I'll just download directly, right click, save image. Also you can take the image directly from the website, local disk D, my website, images. Then let's call it Raila. We want it to show on our website. That's done. Good. Let us come here and change the image because we've change it and call it Raila. Raila is here, yes. Control S, and we have Raila. Now we have Raila here. It's too big, and that is now when we come up with another language. You see the way it's too big, huh? We cannot style it, we cannot make it small using HTML, and we call the next language called CSS. The work of the CSS is to help HTML style. You see the way this image is too big. HTML language will help, no, CSS language will help us size the image to the size that we want. Now we are using HTML, which is a structure, just bringing things, putting things, putting things. What is CSS? CSS is just to style. Have you ever seen a building that is unfinished? It is always like a skeleton. That is called HTML. We can call that building HTML in this case. After the building is now beautiful with colors, with everything connected, that is what we called, it has been styled. Now that is CSS. The painting and everything, the beauty of the building is CSS. The functionality, now people are inside, now the building is lively. That is JavaScript. Functionality, the water is coming out, okay? The showers are working, the lights are there. That is JavaScript. CSS is the beauty, the styling, the organization, okay? That is CSS. Now, from that, I now know you know how. IMG. If you change the IMG, even if you remove N and save, it will lost, because this is showing you that the code is not working properly. Control Z, Control S to bring it back. So you see, the image is too big. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know how HTML works, okay? Now, in our next class, we are going to show you on how to work with some of the HTML tags and elements, so that we can create something before we go to our CSS. But now you understand tags and elements. In our next video, we are now going to organize tags and to make elements to look nice. Now, what have we learned on this? We've trained on what is HTML. Okay, now you understand what is element. You now know what is a tag, and closing and opening tags. You now know them, okay? You now know how the paragraph work, paragraph work. You now know how heading work. Nice, okay? And you know how to, actually this should be the first. Let me bring it on top here. Yes, how to open HTML file. Okay, file. How to open HTML file. You now know how to open a folder. You now know HTML folder. You know how to import IMG. We call it IMG in HTML, in codes. Even designers call it IMG, stand for image. You now know how to import image to HTML. Okay, wow. You now know how to title your website, website. You now know how to put a favicon on in the header, section. So briefly, as I finish, this is what you've learned, and if you've not crammed or maybe something is missing, rewind the video and start again until you become a pro. Now, what have we learned today? How to open an HTML file, how to open a folder, this is F folder, how to import image to HTML, how to title your website, how to put a favicon in the header section, what is HTML, okay, what is element, and what is a tag. So element, what is a tag? I need to tag it. What is a tag? Closing and opening tags. So this should be, this is closing and opening tags, okay, tags. And how to put a paragraph. This is this should be P, paragraph. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if something is working, tell me on the comment section. At least if I'm very fast in my tutorial, just tell me to slow down, or if something is missing, just tell me, so that when I'm doing my next video, I'll be able to go along how you believe you will make you understand it better and easier. And if you like it, why don't you subscribe? I want to build an industry of developers, especially in Kenya. I want us to have so many developers so that at least we can create a kingdom of developers to solving problems. So we will do HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and other programming languages along. Also, I will be training you so much about coding, and you will understand more about coding. I like that, and you see, this shows power. I like that. That is the hands of Raila Odinga. So thank you very much for your time, and I also need you to like, follow, and subscribe to this channel, so that at least when I post the next video, you will be informed on my next video and follow up along. This is the third video. Wait for the fourth video as we go along until you finished all the lesson and become a pro. Your first website complete will be so interesting. Okay, your first website, your first client will be so impressive. I believe you going through all this lesson has taught you so much. So thank you very much. See you in the next video. My name is Masco. I have been your instructor along, and thank you very much for viewing and for getting to know about coding and changing the tech world forever.